Continuation of exercise 6.1. Fifth problem. POQ is a straight line. Ray OR is perpendicular to line PQ. OS is another ray lying between the rays OP and OR. Prove that angle ROS equal to half of angle QOS minus of angle POS. Now coming to the figure, he has given POQ is a straight line, OR is perpendicular to POQ, and OS is a ray which is lying between your OP and OR. So here I want to prove angle ROS equal to half of angle QOS minus of angle POS. So in order to prove your left hand side to become a right hand side, I am going to select now right hand side. I am going to prove this right hand side is equal to left hand side. So coming to the problem, I am taking angle of QOS. Since he asked half of angle QOS minus of angle POS, so I am going to choose my angle QOS now. S is equal to, coming to the figure, I can write angle QOS is equal to angle QOR plus angle ROS. So I am going to write as QOS as angle QOR plus angle ROS. Since my OR is perpendicular to POQ, your QR is 90 from the figure. My QOR is 90 degree from the figure. So I am going to write angle QOS is equal to QOR is 90 degree plus ROS. So calling this as equation 1. Now I am going to select my POS, where from the figure I can write POS as this angle POS can be written as POR minus of SOR or ROS. So I can write POS as POR subtract minus ROS. So here which is equal to POS minus of ROS. So where QOR is 90. Similarly, POR is also equivalent to 90 because angle in a straight line is 180. So if one quadrant is 90, the other quadrant should also be 90. So I will have POS is 90 degree minus of ROS. Calling this as equation 2. So here now I am going to subtract my equation 1 and equation 2. So subtracting 2. So angle QOS minus of angle POS. So when I subtract equation 1 and 2, my 90 minus of 90 gets cancelled. So I will have the remaining ROS minus of minus ROS. So this minus of minus ROS becomes plus ROS. So when I subtract equation 1 minus 2, I will get the terms ROS minus of angle ROS minus of minus ROS. So which is equal to angle ROS minus of minus becomes plus ROS, which is equal to 2 times of angle ROS. Sixth problem. Given that angle XYZ is equal to 64 and XY is produced to a point P, draw a figure with the given information, and if ray YQ bisects angle ZYP, find angle XYQ and reflex of angle QYP. Now going to the figure with the given information, so we have drawn the figure here. So where XYZ is equal to 64 and where ZYP has been bisected by the line QY, that is divides into two equal angles. So we are naming this angle as X and this angle as X. So now I need to find out the value for X. So we have seen here ZY and YQ are the two rays standing on a line. So these three adjacent angles by linear pair, it forms a 180 degree. So coming to the problem, we write that by linear pair we get the sum of three adjacent angles, angle X, Y, Z plus angle Z, Y, Q plus angle Q, Y, P is equal to 180 degree. So already we know that XYZ is equal to 64 degree, and since QY as bisecting your ZYP into two equal angles, so I get this angle as X and this angle as X, which is equal to 180 degree. So here 64 degree plus 2x is equal to 180. So 2x is equal to 180 minus of 64, so which is equal to 116. So 2x equal to 116, x is equal to 58 degree. So I got my angle ZYQ is equal to 58 degree and my QYP is equal to 58 degrees, since both the angles are equal to each other. So now our problem is to find out the angle XYQ. From the figure we see that XYQ will be equivalent to the sum of 64 plus X, so which is equal to 64. X has 58, so 64 plus 58, so which is equal to 122 degree. Now second subdivision of this problem, we need to find reflex of angle QYP. So from the figure I got my QYP as 58 degree. So if you want to find the reflex of QYP, so other than this QYP angle, the entire angle in a circle, so I am going to subtract 360 minus of QYP. So reflex of QYP is equal to 360 degree minus of angle QYP, which is equal to 360 degree minus of 58 degree, which is equal to 302 degree. Now we move to the second exercise, where we are going to see the definition for parallel lines. Two lines which do not intersect each other when produced on either side. So such lines are called parallel lines. So I have drawn the figure here where these two lines are called parallel line, since it never meets each other even if it is extended on both sides. So now coming to the new one, transversal line. So the transversal line is nothing but a straight line which cuts two or more straight lines at distinct points. So here this L line is called as the transversal line. So this transversal line cutting two or more lines at many distinct points. So in this, my L is a transversal line where this line cuts my line M and N at two distinct points P and Q. So your L is called as the transversal line. Now we will see two lines M and N which is intersected by a transversal line. Now we are going to see the angles formed here. So we have 4 angles and here angle 4 angles, totally 8 angles formed here. So I want to show you that the corresponding angles, alternate angles and angles on the same side of the transversal. So where here the corresponding angles, I have 4 pairs of corresponding angles here. So let us write the 4 pairs here. So the first pair is angle 1 and angle 5. Now the second pair is angle 2 and angle 6. The third pair is angle 4 and angle 8. The fourth pair is angle 3 and angle 7. Once again I will repeat it. Angle 1, angle 5 or one pair of corresponding angle. Angle 2, angle 6 is another pair of corresponding angles. Angle 4, angle 8 is the third pair of corresponding angles. Now fourth pair is angle 3 and angle 7. So now we are going to see alternate angles. In alternate angles, we have two types. Alternate angles, we have two types. So the first type is alternate interior angles, and the second type alternate exterior angles. So I am going to show you a pair of alternate interior angles and a pair of exterior angle. Coming to the figure, so where you see here angle 4 and angle 6 are one pair of alternate interior angles. So the first pair, I'll get angle 4, angle 6. Now second pair of alternate interior is angle 3 and angle 5. Coming to the exterior, I will have angle 1 and angle 7. Angle 1, angle 7 is one pair of alternate exterior since it lies outside. So alternate exterior, my first pair is angle 1 and angle 7. My second pair 2 and angle 8. Third one is interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So from the figure, the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So if I take this side of the transversal, my interior angle will be 3 and 6 here. So this forms one pair of interior angles on one side of the transversal. So the first pair is angle 3 and angle 6. Now my second pair is, so when I am moving to the next side, my interior angles on the same side of the transversal will be angle 4 and angle 5. So I have two pairs here. The interior angles on the same side of the transversal is 3, 6 and 4, 5. Next case, we are going to state the properties of corresponding angle, alternate interior and exterior angle, and the co-interior angle, that is interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So in this case, we are taking two parallel lines where these two parallel lines have been cut by a transversal. See, we know that the 8 angles are formed here, and when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, we found that it relates to the property that the corresponding angles are equal and the alternate interior, alternate exterior angles are equal, and the co-interior angles whose sum will be equivalent to 180. So now I am going to pick up the pair of the corresponding angles here. From this figure, angle 1 and angle 5 is one of the pair. So angle 1 will be equivalent to angle 5 by the property. So the first pair is angle 1 is equal to angle 5, and the second pair will be angle 2 and angle 6. So the second pair of corresponding angles will be equal. So angle 2 is equal to angle 6. And from here you have angle 4 and angle 8 is a third pair. So your third pair, angle 4 is equal to angle 8. Now you have fourth pair, angle 3 and angle 7. So by the property, if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the corresponding angles are equal. Now going to the alternate interior angle, we found that 4 and 6 is one pair of alternate interior and 3 and 5 are the other pair of alternate interior. So these pair are also equal. So by the property, so we get alternate interior angle, angle 4 is equal to angle 6, angle 3 is equal to angle 5. Now coming to alternate exterior, we found that alternate exterior is the first pair angle 1 and angle 7, the second pair is angle 2 and angle 8. So we have the first pair, angle 1 becomes equal to angle 7, next pair angle 2 is equal to angle 8 by the property. Now coming to the third case, the co-interior angles, that is the angles on the same side, the interior angles on the same side of the transversal. In this, see, we add the sum of the two angles here, it becomes 180 by the property. When two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, your co-interior angle sum becomes 180. So we have one pair is 3 and 6, other pair is 4 and 5. So we have angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degree, and the other pair angle 4 plus angle phi is equal to 180 degree. Thus, I have stated that corresponding angles are equal, alternate interior and exterior angles are equal, and co-interior angle whose sum will be equivalent to 180 when parallel lines are cut by a transversal.